Namaste, I am the Queen of Cups Montreal. This week's reading features the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. In preparation for Gemini season, we'll explore the themes of truth, wisdom, authenticity, and the conversations this season will bring. At this point, I invite you to pick the deck or crystal which resonates strongest for you. In the video description, you will find links for my tarot reading and energy healing services, and links for my Etsy store for healing crystals. There's a sale this week. You will also find timestamps for your chosen reading, which you can use to navigate the video. Thank you for joining me. Please like and share. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications for future readings. As always, love all and harm none. This includes yourself. Namaste, Amazonite group. Thank you so much for joining me. As I mentioned in the introduction, this is our reading to welcome Gemini's energy, the spirit of self-expression, communication, wisdom, truth, and spiritual communications and guidance. So, position number one is, what do you need to express this season? With such a communicative energy coming in with Gemini Sun, what do you need to express? And I feel like you need to let some people around you know that they need to be more thoughtful in their speech, more intentional with their actions. I feel like you need to tell some people to act in accordance with what they say, and mean what they say, and be thoughtful about what they say. This is the Shaolin Master. Be graceful in movement and action. And I feel like you need to express to some people the need for them to be intentional and purposeful. This could also mean that you need to express your own intentions and purpose and yourself and emotions and intentions, I said that, sorry, and more gracefully and intentionally and purposefully. But I'm just kind of getting this energy that this is for those around you. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And I feel like you need to communicate that to somebody around you. Who do you need to communicate with? There's somebody that you need to communicate with. And obviously this is a reading for the collective, so it won't be the same for everyone, but we'll try and narrow it down to a general energy or a person or a behavior that you need to communicate with. So what or who does the Amazonite group need to communicate with? Who are we channeling for the collective? That's interesting, because this is the Medicine Mother. Honor your inner knowing, and I feel like you need to communicate with spirit. You need to communicate with yourself. You need to communicate with your inner truth and your inner knowing. Spirit is wanting to communicate with you, your divine creator, all wanting to communicate with you. So it's really about going within and going above and beyond the physical. So this is who you need to communicate with spirit. Ways in which you are misunderstood, ways in which you could explain yourself better, or people don't understand you, ways in which you're not coming across according to your true intentions. I feel that this is exactly what is coming up, is ways in which you're not really coming across with your true intentions. I feel like you're acting instinctively and you're acting intuitively, but people are misunderstanding, perhaps as rash or impulsive. Just hearing my guides tell me, for some of you out there, it's going to be too purposefully or too intentionally, and that makes people judge your authenticity. But for some of you out there, it's maybe rashness, impulsivity, and people are misunderstanding your true intentions. So whatever the case may be for you, I feel like it's about communicating, these are my intentions, and living most authentically, aligned with the energy and the message that you want to put out there. So make sure that you are communicating in a way that aligns with your purpose and with your meaning, behaving in a way that does so, and speaking in a way that does so. Somebody's misunderstanding that your actions and your energies coming from a very intuitive, thoughtful place, and they don't understand that you're following your heart. Even if it's like, as I'm hearing, even if it's too much overthinking or reasoning or pragmatic approach, this is coming from your intuitive self. So I feel like, let people know, this is not you I'm doubting. This is how I navigate the world, or this is how I navigate things. The same way, if you're acting impulsively by others' estimation, let people know, I'm not acting impulsively, this is how I navigate the world. So let people know, give them an understanding of why you're behaving the way you're behaving and doing things the way you do things. Then what inner truth do you need to honor? What inner truth do you need to honor, to hear, to heed the call of? You are not alone. The guardian angel, you are divinely supported and guided. And I feel like you need to honor that truth and kind of sink into what that means for you, explore what that feels like, explore the power of that. You are divinely supported and guided. You are not alone. You are not alone. So really connect to that meaning and that intention. I'm going to summarize before we get to the message from your ancestors or from spirit. So what do you need to express? You need to express your need for others to act in accordance, say what they mean and mean what they say. I feel like you need to let people know that you want them to move more graciously and thoughtfully and intentionally in your world. And that's a boundary you need to set. If you're going to do something, be intentional about it, at least in my bubble. Who do you need to communicate with? You need to communicate with your own inner truth, with spirit, with your divine creator. There's an inner knowing and an inner divinity that you need to tap into. Ways in which you are misunderstood. I feel like people aren't understanding that you are going by what feels right and what feels good, and that's how you're manifesting yourself in the world. And perhaps to those that really matter, express to them that you're following your gut and your intuition. And this is very purposeful, the way you enter the world. And nothing is happening haphazardly or from a place of malintent or thoughtlessness. And an inner truth that you need to honor is that you're not alone, that you're divinely supported and divinely nurtured and guided and loved. Now, a message from the ancestors or from spirit for the Amazonite group. To walk with them in Gemini season. Okay. Attack, pain, fear, and judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. Attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. So I feel like this really speaks to this judgment that people are making on you, and this need for you to have people move around you more graciously and intentionally. So remember that the message from spirit is that people hurt people hurt people. So when people act out in this way through attack, pain, fear, judgment, a feeling of separateness, or if you're experiencing pain, fear, it's you asking for help. It's those people needing help. You're not responsible for helping and healing everyone. But just know that this comes from a place not that targets you or takes issue with you. It comes from a place of their own need for healing. So don't heed that. And if that's happening for you, find out how you can ask your inner truth for help and for guidance, and your divine creator for guidance. I feel like there's a need for intentionality, and there is a need for truth. So I would recommend to the Amazonite group, Amazonite, I would recommend for the Amazonite group Amazonite. I would also recommend a grounding stone like Unakite that also reaches at the heart. And then I would get something blue, maybe blue quartz for peace and also truth. You guys, with every reading, I send out a little love and light and namaste energy. I sincerely hope you receive it today. I look forward to seeing you in a few days for the monthly reading for June. And you can reach me always through the 3 major social medias, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or my website, which is QOC, like Queen of Cups, QOChealing.com. And there you can book a tarot reading, intuitive energy reading, or energy healing. Thanks for joining me, guys. Namaste. Namaste, Citrine group. Thank you so much for joining me. As I mentioned in the introduction, this is your reading for Gemini season, letting you know what you need to express, what needs to be communicated, where you might be misunderstood. So an opportunity to communicate even better about truth and a message from beyond, from your ancestors or your spirit, whatever resonates for you. So position number 1 is, what do you need to express this season? This is a season of communication, of expression, where the channels are open. What do you need to express? You need to express that you're not who you used to be, and let people know that they have to honor this new utterance of who you are, this new iteration of who you are. Let them know, I'm not who I used to be. I'm changing, I'm growing, I'm evolving, and I need you to honor the new person that I am. Who do you need to communicate with? This is going to be different for everyone, just because this is a reading for the whole Citrine group, the collective. But let's explore who you need to communicate with. It could be an archetype or a situation. It could be a person or a certain zodiac sign. But let's take a look here. The last group surprised me. So let's take a look. Who do you need to communicate with? I feel like you need to communicate with somebody that you're having a back and forth with. Someone that is very giving to you. Someone that supports you and you support in turn. And I also feel like you need to communicate and exchange ideas. So this is not so much who you need to communicate for all of you. It's in what manner do you need to communicate. And I feel like you need to nurture or find or seek more of a give and take when you do communicate. Either you're doing a lot of the advice giving and the comforting and the supporting, and it's time for you to receive a little bit of that back. Or you're doing a lot of the listening and, being that shoulder, and you need that in return. So it's about finding the balance, and whoever you do communicate with, finding a give and take energy. Okay? So that your needs are getting met, and this is an exchange of energy. Ways in which you could be misunderstood. In other words, opportunities for you to find understanding, greater understanding with those you care about. Okay, so I feel like you are very guarded of your energy, of your ideas, of yourself, of your heart. You guard yourself and you protect your energy, and that's not a bad thing. But I think that people could be reading it wrong, saying that you're not open to them, or you're closed off, or you don't want to engage in a relationship with them, or you don't want to be a part of this connection with them. So with that being said, I feel like the best thing you can do is let people know, hey, I'm protecting my energy. This is not a rejection of you. This is a taking care of me. And that's a way in which you could be misunderstood. So let people know your intentions with this protective energy, and with this, these boundaries you have. Let them know, my boundaries are for me because I love me, and not to keep you at bay. Boundaries are like fences. They make great neighbors and friends. For great neighbors and friends. What inner truth do you need to honor? Do you need to hear, reawaken to, reconnect with? That you are prosperous, that life is abundant, that you are blessed, that you are growing, Connect to the abundance that's within you and all around you. You are attracting and manifesting growth, and you are attracting and manifesting abundance, spiritually, emotionally, and in the material world. So trust, that's the inner truth that you need to honor, is that during Taurus season, you did the hard work, and now you're manifesting and attracting abundance, fertility. You're fertile for growth and inspiration, creativity, and healing, and you're manifesting material wealth and prosperity and abundance, opportunities and possibilities. So just connect to the truth about your abundance and how deserving you are, to enjoy and reap these rewards and enjoy this abundance. Oh, and then we have our message from the ancestors, message from spirit. I do shuffle these cards beforehand. I like to give them a little bit more energy once we're here together. What message does Spirit have for the Citrine group? My fearless freedom lights up the world. And I feel like in opening yourself, shedding this old skin, and letting people know I'm not the person I used to be, and fostering relationships in which you communicate equally, give and take, and in protecting yourself with good boundaries, but being open to the abundance within you and all around you, you are going to enter into a state of freedom, of liberation, of prosperity, of fearlessness, and this will be an inspiration to all those around you. So embrace these things with a fearless nature. I feel like there's a lot that needs to be communicated, and trust that you need to develop in yourself and in the universe. So I feel like with that, trust that you will inspire the world. You're an inspiration. Be fearless, be free, set yourself free. So to summarize, I think I just did, but you need to communicate with people that you're not the same person you used to be. You need to foster situations, relationships, and conversations in which you're exchanging energy. You're being taken care of, you're taking care. You're being advised, you're giving advice. You're being heard out, you're hearing. And ways in which you're misunderstood, people might be mistaking your boundaries and your protective energy as defensiveness or as pushing them away. Let them know, like, this is for me. This is not against you. This is so we have a stronger relationship. What inner truth do you need to honor? The fact that you are abundant and life is abundant and the universe is blessing you from the inside out. And honestly, the message from the ancestors is so clear. Be fearless, set yourself free, and let your light shine bright in the world. Once again, this is a spirit of communication. You need to express some things, but also in a spirit of change, and a change and growth and abundance. I feel like labradorite is the best crystal for you at this time. It'll honor the heart. It'll connect to those green energies of abundance. It'll help you expand yourself and communicate, be receptive as well as receiving, receptive as well as projective, rather. And it'll help you to guard yourself is with this lunar energy, with this divine energy. So I feel like labradorite is the way to go for you. You guys, with every reading, I send out a little love and light and namaste energy. I sincerely hope you received yours today. I look forward to seeing you again next week for your June reading. You can reach me at qochealing.com. That's the new site I've been talking about. And you can book tarot readings, and energy healings there. You can also find me through the 3 major channels of social media: Twitter, Facebook, and Insta. And I love when you interact with me through the comments, so please do let me know your thoughts. Let me know what content you want to see, maybe what content you don't want to see, what doesn't serve you, so I can give you the content you want, that you're going to watch and interact with. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. Have a great week. Namaste, Moonstone group. Thank you so much for joining me. As I mentioned in the introduction, this is your reading for Gemini season, to usher in that communicative, expressive energy of truth and spirituality and authenticity. So thank you for joining me. Position number 1 is what do you need to express this season? With the communicative energy of Gemini, what can you serve to express? Let people know that I am looking beyond this circumstance. I am looking beyond the limits of this physical situation. I'm looking beyond this, and let people know how expansive your vision is and how much foresight you have, and how high your perspective is. Let people know you're a visionary. Share this with the world. Express your visions. Express your inspiration. Express what you see from your perspective and your spiritual vantage point. Who do you need to communicate with? This is going to be different for everyone because it is a collective reading. The last two energies kind of surprised me, so it could be how do you need to communicate, who do you need to communicate, what archetypes you're looking to communicate with, yourself, spirit. So who do you need to communicate with? I feel like you need to communicate with spiritual mentors or spiritual people that are journeying that are on a similar journey to your own. I feel like you need to communicate with people who are enlightened, or read the spiritual masters or the spiritual teachers of our day or of the ancients. I feel like you need to communicate. This is the great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. And I feel like it would greatly benefit you to communicate with spiritual people, spiritual mentors, and wise people where you value their wisdom. This is a time of learning for you. Gemini, it's air, it's transformative, and mentally it's expansive. So definitely seek out those opportunities to learn and grow and inspire yourself and seek wisdom and deeper understanding. Ways in which you are misunderstood, or like I like to say, ways in which you can, opportunities for you to make yourself understood, rather. Opportunities for you to make yourself better understood. I feel like there is an energy here of telling you to root yourself and ground yourself. So it could be that people are not understanding your spiritual journey, or people are misunderstanding, once again, your intentions or your spiritual path that you need to undertake. And I feel that in grounding your vision just long enough for other people to grasp it, you can help inspire the journey of others and give yourself space to progress on your journey in peace, with support and understanding. So try and ground your vision, even though it's very high and elevated and spiritual here. Try and ground your vision so people understand what your intentions are. And you could inspire, but at least you will, not least, but you will inspire, but you will also help people honor and understand your journey and give you the space to do what you need to in order to awaken and enlighten yourself and grow. What inner truth do you need to honor? This is the wise one. It says grow within your current situation. And I feel like your inner truth that you need to honor is that there's still much growing to do where you are in the circumstances you're in. Sometimes when we're on such a spiritual journey as the Moonstone, as your group is, I feel like we feel we can't grow in the position we're in, or the circumstances we're in, or the relationships we're in. And that's a misnomer. In actuality, you can grow anywhere you are, and Spirit's encouraging you to accept that you can grow exactly where you are. It doesn't have to be a big trip or a big journey. You don't have to pick up house and move across the country or quit your job. And for some people that feels right, and for some people the time does come. For now, though, you're being asked to make the most of your healing, your growth, and your transformation where you are. So it's going to be a journey and an adventure inwardly, not so much outwardly. And I think Spirit's asking you to gain deeper understanding and roots and wisdom and empowerment from your own vantage point, from your current perspective, before you expand and broaden your horizons. So yeah. Now, message from your ancestors, or message from spirit, whatever resonates most with you. What message do we have for the Moonstone group? What message can help them align with the Gemini sun? I find deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. And I think this is what this has to do with. Finding deeper meaning and personal growth with where you are. And the discomfort or the unhappiness or the apathy or the struggles you're facing right now, that's where you can find a deep meaning, personal growth, deeper connection to your spirituality, to your emotional self. This is where you can find that. Okay? So I'm going to summarize for you. What do you need to express? That you're a visionary, that you have a higher perspective. Express your visions and your dreams, and let your heart and your soul speak in the world and manifest your intentions out into the world. The spoken word is very powerful, and you need to express your visions and your intentions, and you're a visionary, so express that. Who do you need to communicate with? Like-minded spiritual people or spiritual mentors. People that have the wisdom you need in order to continue your journey and your path. For the Moonstone group, Gemini season is going to be very spiritual. Ways in which you're misunderstood. I feel that you need to ground your vision and ground this spiritual journey so that people can give you the space and honor your needs along the path. So if you can understand, explain it to them in more grounded terms and give them an understanding and appreciation for what you're doing, not only can you inspire them, but you will be able to give yourself space and have people respect your journey and your needs as you journey. What inner truth do you need to honor? You can grow exactly where you are. Growth and expansion, understanding, healing can happen exactly where you are. It doesn't have to be an outward change in order to manifest a spiritual change. Your work this season is inward. And Spirit wanted to confirm that. I find deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. So even in your own situation, if you're unhappy, if you're not happy with your situation, if you're having apathy or frustration or feel stagnant, you can still grow and learn amidst the discomfort. For this reading, I really feel like it's a very spiritual, high vibrational reading. So I want you to stay with that. You know, you could use crystals like kyanite for the third eye. You could connect to selenite to transmute and amplify. Or you could connect to some lapis lazuli or moonstone. All will help awaken your consciousness and expand your mind and help you see these messages in this spiritual journey more clearly. You guys, with every reading, I send out a little love and light and namaste energy. I sincerely hope you receive it today. I look forward to seeing you next week for the June reading. You can contact me for tarot readings, energy readings, and energy healings at QOC, as in Queen of Cups, QOChealing.com. And you can find me on the 3 majors of social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.